amount to, what I consider to be astronomical sums. So for priorities, obviously you're going to do your meth labs first. I agree 100%, but we haven't been there haven't been the meth labs, and I don't necessarily think it's because they're so well hidden. I think it's because some law changes have made them, inaccessible. So.
Thank you very much, Meredith. And we'd like to thank our panels here tonight. This has been a very thoughtful discussion. I'm sure the panelists will be making their way to the door, but if you want a little one-on-one with them, they're here in the room, and I would highly recommend it. Don't forget to fill out your feedback forms. Take a look at the comments that are posted around the walls. And both the comments and the results of this night's activities will be posted on the internet within the next 2 weeks. Thank you very much.
I'm Carol Sorello. I work for Mendocino County Office of Education. I'm the Prevention Education Coordinator, so it's my job to work with all of the school districts. Can you hear me? Okay. In the county in planning prevention programming. What a hard act to follow, Dr. Courtney. Holy Toledo. I did not bring a PowerPoint, but I kept thinking about, I am a licensed substance abuse counselor, and I kept thinking during the last presentations of the docs and of Ralph, thank you, Ralph, about a workshop that I went to in Humboldt County, and Dr. Daryl Inaba, who is the founder of the Haight-Ashbury Free Clinic in San Francisco, was speaking, and someone asked him about the addiction properties of marijuana, and he said something was really interesting in that when they founded the Haight-Ashbury Free Clinic in the 70s, he said not one person came to them saying, please help me, I can't stop smoking pot. But he said in the late 1990s, they started to come. And by the mid-2000s, they have waiting lists of people who cannot stop smoking weed. And his explanation is that growers learn to crossbreed species of cannabis for several reasons. And he said they crossbreed species to have shorter growing seasons and to have a higher THC content. I don't know what the THC content is now. I think it's about 20 times higher than it was for the shake and stuff that people smoked in the 70s. And also to have plants shorter in stature so that they could grow more in a smaller space. I just felt like I needed to say that. Okay, so I work for the County Office of Education, and one of the things that school districts do when they do their prevention planning is they look at something called the California Healthy Kids Survey. This is a survey that's voluntary and anonymous, and it's given to students in grades 5, 7, 9, and 11 in all school districts that receive funding for safe and drug-free schools and communities. That's federal funding, and TUPE, that's Tobacco Use Prevention Education, that's state funding. They're mandated to give the California Healthy Kids Survey. So in our county, not all districts do the survey, only districts that accept the funding. But as the prevention coordinator, I get a compilation. I get a county level report every other year. And so I have some statistics that I just thought I would share with you. This survey asks lots of questions. It asks questions about their diet. It asks questions about, do they feel safe at school? It asks questions about, do they have adults that they feel like they have a caring relationship with? It asks questions about their alcohol, tobacco, and other drug use. So I know that I have to be brief, so I'm just gonna quote a few. So for this report is the last one I got, and I got it in the fall of 2007, because I get it every other year. And so it compiled all of the California Healthy Survey surveys in our county for 05, 06, and 06, 07. So remember, it's grades 5, 7, 9, 11, but I didn't bring any stats for the 5th graders, only the 7th, 9th, and 11th graders. By the way, there used to be a positive parent permission that was required for this survey. There still is for 5th graders, but not for grades 7, 9, and 11. Okay, so, I also want to say, far and away, alcohol is the drug of choice for the most popular drug of choice for our students, and that's true of the state of California and also nationally. But in terms of marijuana, we had in this report, this is lifetime use. So 7th graders, 11% of our 7th graders had smoked marijuana. 36% of our 9th graders had smoked marijuana in their lifetime, and 62% of the 11th graders had smoked marijuana. And then there's also a separate classification, and it's for continuation schools, and 79% of them were smoking. Okay. There's also a question that they asked students, and here's the question: how harmful do you think it is to use the following substances frequently, daily or almost daily? So 20% of our 9th graders thought it's mostly harmless to smoke marijuana, 21% of the 11th graders thought it's mostly harmless, and 44% of the continuation schools thought it's mostly harmless. In terms of accessibility, so the question that students were asked is, how difficult is it for students in your grade to get any of the following